Welcome to the 517 In Your Business podcast. Here's your host, Mary Guida.
Thanks for listening to 517 In Your Business. Our guest today on the podcast is Brian Bertsch, owner of Land Visions. Hi, Brian.
Hello.
So it was great seeing you in the magazine. I hope you enjoyed your article.
I did. I think it was well written and well received.
Fantastic. For listeners who haven't read the story in our June-July issue of 517 magazine, tell us what Land Visions is.
So Land Visions is a full service landscape company, and we do everything from maintenance, which is mowing, and landscape lighting, irrigation, fertilization, snow plowing. The list goes on. Gardening,
Wow.
Indoor decor, outdoor decor, holiday lighting.
You really are one stop.
Yeah, and that's our goal, is to be a one-stop shop and be able to take care of everything.
Oh, that's fantastic. Let's go back in time just a little bit. You were a superintendent of Thomas M. Cooley Law School, am I right?
I was. At the time, worked for my father-in-law, who is Ray Brennan, and his brother, Tom Brennan, founded Cooley Law School.
How did you get inspired for a career change and a new business?
So I spent a lot of time on my own landscaping. Before I had worked at Cooley Law School, I had done landscaping and maintenance for several years. I had a small company back in high school, and then from high school went to the Army, came back, and still kind of did a little of that here and there. And as I did more landscaping, it just word of mouth, and it just kept growing. So back in 2002, I took literally a leap of faith. And today I'm happy I did it. Back then I questioned myself every day, but it's all worked out.
And not to sound like a stalker, but I know where you live. Because I recently drove by your home with a neighbor, and obviously you have very impressive landscaping. You practice what you preach. So
yes,
just absolutely beautiful. It's been a hot but kind of rainy summer so far. Let's talk about how a weather-reliant business such as yours looks ahead to not only survive, but even thrive year to year, and the kind of adjustments you have to make for all the changes in weather.
Yeah, so, the maintenance side of it's really tough with the weather. And the maintenance side, when I say maintenance, I'm talking mowing, fertilizing, just your general daily routines, weekly routines for the lawn. And we have to really be conscious and watch the weather. So when doing that, if we know it's going to rain tomorrow, we would work ahead today. And we would do that in all phases, landscaping as well. And then we have to prepare for the next day, like with landscaping, to make sure that we clean up the site properly and it's ready for a rainfall and maybe even a substantial rainfall. So, it really has, it's just so tough to gauge too. So you really got to adapt and overcome.
Is that why you offer so many things in your business? Because you can't just, depend on the weather. You have all of the technology, the lighting, things for interior, exterior. Is that why?
It's one of the reasons why. The other one is for convenience. I mean, convenience is what we all look for and want, and we want Land Visions to be a convenient landscape source for everyone.
Have you seen your clientele change with the times? I know back 20 years ago, we didn't want everything now, but it seems like we do today.
100%. That's a great question. It has changed dramatically, and everything is now. And one thing I stress to my staff and the managers that see customers and take phone calls is please let them know our schedule. And if they're not okay with it, then they'll have to move on. We understand and we appreciate that they called us, but everybody wants it literally now. And that's tough to work with. You just have to try to be as open as you can be.
Right. You can only stretch your team so thin before something breaks. So
Yeah.
let's talk about technology and how it's changed. Does it just blow you away with all the advancements in technology and smart homes and smart lawns? And there are so many, it seems like toys, really, that you could use now that you couldn't before. Tell me about that.
Yeah. I mean, they have these GPS now mowers that will do your own lawn for you. These irrigation systems can tell how much water's in your soil and how much it needs.
That's
and
amazing.
Control itself. It is amazing. AI is changing the game a little bit,
Hmm.
and I think for the better. So, you just got to embrace change. If you don't, it won't be good for you. But if you embrace it and go with it, it'll be good for you. I mean, we don't have
Right.
a choice. So it's changing. We need to change with it.
Yeah, I think we fear what we don't understand, so the only thing we can do is learn.
Yeah, I agree.
So with all of the tech changes, how do you as a business keep up with the times? Do you do continued education, training, all that good stuff?
Yeah, another really good question. Today, more than ever, uh, training and seminars are available, and we encourage it. We certainly encourage the continued education, especially on the fertilizing side, because you have to maintain your credits and get recertified. But yeah, everything has changed so much, so you want to know what product you're working with, know how that product has changed, and like for instance, a paver, what you guys would see as just a brick. Um, it's not. It's a concrete base, but there's a bunch of engineering and science involved in how they color it and how long that color lasts and how that color handles UV rays and
Oh,
and
yes.
age and things like that. So that's all advanced and all gotten so much better. And obviously their color variations to make them look more natural has been unbelievable leaps and bounds.
Yeah, when you are investing in your landscaping, you need something that lasts forever because you're going to be in the house a long time and you don't want to have to redo things every couple of years, right?
Right. And a landscaping is an investment. I mean,
Hmm.
it's not cheap. It's an expensive investment that we hope one day brings value back. It will bring value back to the home, certainly adds to curb appeal. And one day when you go to sell it, you'll be able to pull some of that investment back out of it for sure.
I also think since the pandemic, many of us spend much more time in the home and we wanted to make our homes special and unique and sort of like a vacation. And the same with our outdoors. We want that oasis that we can just enjoy. So it is a really great investment, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And it's, when the pandemic hit, there was so much more want and need to a point in what we would say expanding your living space naturally. And so you could, add a 500 square foot patio with a pergola, and that would go and add on to your 2,000 square foot home because you would just move your living space out the door onto the patio and stay home. And that's what people were looking to do, spend more time at home,
Yeah.
give them more options at home.
That's the life. Let's talk about job opportunities in your field. Is there room for expansion? How are people finding the tools they have to get into this field?
There is room for expansion. Lansing's pretty saturated,
Hmm.
but there is room for expansion. People want to work more this year than I've seen in the last 5. So finding help has been a little easier for us. The one thing I stress, at one point, we looked for experience,
Hmm.
and we've kind of moved from that so we could train people. So now, literally, our number one goal is to find and hire good people. I mean, it's that simple, and then we can train them. But to have a group of good people, yeah, it's a blessing.
What makes a good employee for Land Visions?
Just someone that has a good attitude, right? They're upbeat, not a lot of gossip, and just honest, integrity, and just good people qualities.
I really like that. Is there a product or service you see other companies really push on their clients that you feel they don't need?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm throwing a
do.
tough
I
one at
do.
you here.
Yeah, it's a lot of times I see over fertilization
Hmm.
where people are pushing 7 and 8 applications, and it's just to me it's not necessary, but they would find reasons to say it is. So I'm not the book on it, and but yeah, every once in a while, you see things happening that you don't like to see because you want people to be treated fairly
Right.
and and be given great service for the cost.
Yeah, it's all about the integrity. And I've heard that about you, that you're just
Huge.
very straightforward and honest. So I love that. Congratulations
I
on
try.
that.
I
Uh,
try. Thank you.
on the flip side, is there a service you think everyone should take advantage of that maybe they're not aware of? What's really important to do for your lawn?
Well, staying with fertilizing.
Hmm.
I think that yes, people should truly, at a minimum, do 3 steps of fertilizing.
Hmm.
And for me, it's the first, which is a crabgrass pre-emergent. It's the second, which is a weed, and then the winterizer is really important. So, um, but as weeds pop up throughout the year, you might need additional services. So we offer 5, and then we offer a grub application. But yeah, there's not really, it's really dependent on the homeowner and the customer, and they're all so different. So that's why, you mentioned one-stop shop. We like to be able to custom to each individual.
Right. As my husband and I have found, you think that you can just Google things and do it yourself. And then you find out, wow, life would be so much better if we just called the professional in the first place.
I've I've done it so many times inside the house doing things like, oh, I got this, and it never turns out very well.
Right. Brian, what's one story over your many years that stands out to you today and just makes you love what you do with Land Visions?
So I mentioned it in the article. We have a lady, I won't mention her name, that for many years now, we have basically put her on Land Vision Scholarship, I call it. And she's 104 years old and lives at home, still in the same house in East Lansing,
Wow.
and is just reminds me, because she was a customer back in 2002, of why I do this, that they're really great people all around. We have some great customers. Remember, I'm reminded daily
Hmm.
of that, between customers, employees, the things that vendors that we have. But having that customer has been just a blessing. She has no idea what a blessing she's been.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Thanks for sharing that story with us in the magazine and today. For anyone who's listening who's now intrigued to call you and maybe have a chat with you, how can they reach you?
You can call the office. Kelly's always in the office. Brianna's in the office. And that's 517-853-8725, or landvisions.net. And we have a texting service through Connect that you can text right from the website.
Fantastic. Thank you for spending some time with us today on In Your Business.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening to the 517 In Your Business podcast. Get to know local businesses better by reading 517 Business Magazine. Get your subscription at 517mag.com/subscribe.